Hello, and welcome back to Through the Trapdoor. I'm Emily.
And I'm Katie.
And this is our podcast where we read you Harry Potter fanfiction.
That is what we do.
Do you have any fun announcements or anything this week?
I don't think so.
Me either. That's it.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
It doesn't help that we both just spent like an hour just sitting next to each other in separate chairs looking desperately for fanfiction to read for today.
Right, because, we're not prepared.
Not prepared at all. But I did find one for you.
Delightful.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna drink my raspberry wine from Staggery Unicorn, our beverage of choice tonight.
Oh yes, I forgot that we were drinking. It's been that long.
So, Emily's reading first today, and then me?
Yep.
All right, I'm ready.
It is called The Dark Side of the Moon.
Okay.
Which gives you zero context about what the story is actually about, so we're just going to read it.
Great.
Luna, Harry, Ron, and Hermione were talking. Luna mentions in passing that Severus Snape is her father.
What?
Wait a minute! Harry grabbed Luna by the arm as she made to leave. You did not just say that Snape is your father, did you? Luna shrugged Harry off and nodded vaguely, her parsnip earrings swinging back and forth dangerously as she did so. Daddy has a bad temper sometimes, and he can be really rude, but he's actually just shy.
What? No!
Which part are you objecting to?
So far, all of it.
Okay. Okay. I'm really, it's great. It's great.
No. I'm just gonna, flat no.
Ron choked on a laugh. But, Luna, how can Snape be your father? Harry asked, gobsmacked. Luna gave Harry an odd look. Shouldn't your aunt and uncle have explained that stuff to you? Honestly, you're 17 years old, Harry. I love Luna.
She's my favorite. That's why I named my cat Luna.
Harry goggled at her for a moment before plowing on, crimson-faced. That's not what I meant. Why doesn't anyone know about it? But they do, Luna argued. It's a fact of life, Harry. You poor thing. Didn't anybody ever tell you? Luna, Ron cried. Bad mental images. Luna, come on. If Snape's your father, why don't people know? Harry persisted. Luna frowned. Daddy has a very good reputation as a potion master. Lots of people don't take the Quibbler very seriously, so nobody thinks that Daddy would have anything to do with our magazine. Daddy says that the Quibbler is a very high-quality publication, but some people, she glanced towards Hermione, just don't like to hear about unusual things that happen in our world. Harry blinked, completely at a loss for words. Snape had a daughter. He shook his head. Okay, then, well, good luck with that, he said, feeling slightly dazed. Hermione steered Ron and Harry away quickly before Ron could begin to trip over his tongue. The end.
No. No.
It was still a great little story.
That was delightful, but I'm gonna go with no.
I agree, but I still thought it was funny.
Yeah, all right.
What do you have for me?
So, like always, and I was not looking for it, it's Hermione.
Of course. And don't even lie. You were in fact looking for it.
No, I just wanted Fred to be in the story because he's my favorite character, and the only good one was this one. I read 4 while sitting here.
I also read many.
So, I wasn't looking for it, but this is what happened.
All right.
All right, so the story title is Good Luck Kiss.
All right.
She knew it was dangerous since she had no idea if he'd tease her, hex her, or willingly accept her good luck tidings. Knew it bloody well might be the stupidest thing she had ever done in her life, but it was his last year at Hogwarts, and she was nothing if not Gryffindor brave.
Ooh, this one's Hermione going after Fred.
I know, it's usually the other way around.
Yeah, I like it.
Gathering every bit of courage she possessed, she calmly walked over to where the twins stood and several of their teammates. "Fred," she said, a bit surprised her voice was strong and sounding somewhat prissy, which, honestly, was normal.
True. True.
He glanced at her, arching a ginger brow, curiosity evident in his pale eyes. "I'd like to speak to you for a moment before the match." "Oi, Hermione, what is it now?" he muttered, sharing a grimace with his twin, obviously trying to think of their recent misbehavior to determine what rule she must have caught them breaking. She almost smiled, but refused to admit that she somewhat admired their well-thought-out schemes, but they often caused trouble, and that tended to undermine her respect for their intelligence. That was rarely shown in favorable ways. "Really, Fred, must you be difficult about everything?" she said sharply.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, he is a Weasley.
Have you met him?
I hid the gingerbread under the table. That's why he's so angry.
That's what's going on. Katie's stealing my dog's toys.
Exactly, she said sharply. Not caring that he was 2 years older than her, and defiantly forgetting the "always respect your elders" mantra her mum had taught her since she was a child. "If you don't wish for me to remove enough house points that it won't even matter if you win this silly little game or not, come here."
She's threatening him all because she wants a kiss.
Yep. I love it. Use that power, girl. For a moment, she thought she might have gone too far. After all, she was just a bossy fifth-year prefect, his brother's best friend, who annoyingly always kept getting them into trouble, much to their displeasure. But then something flashed in his eyes that she'd first noticed last year. It was that very thing that caused her to analyze, study, and observe her own reaction to the one boy who always seemed to fluster her, in a "I'm nearly a woman and he's certainly a man" sort of way, unlike the "I'm a big sister dealing with two bothersome brothers" way that Ron did. All right, that was very specific.
It was very specific.
Like, super specific.
But it was also a very good
Description. Yeah. It was very much like, "Oh, I like you not just because you're a person who I'm close to, but there's another something behind this." Mm-hmm. He gave his twin a brief look, and she noticed his hands tighten into fists, much the same way hers did when she was trying to keep control and not just go off on Harry or Ron, or leap over the table in the middle of the Great Hall and see if Fred's lips felt as good against hers as she'd been imagining recently.
I think she should just do it.
I mean, jump over that table.
Just do it.
Then he was leaving his teammates and walking over to her. "What is it, Miss Perfect? Have I been a bad boy? Are you going to punish me, ickle Hermione?" His words were full of sarcasm, and his eyes flicked down to her lips and chest so quickly she almost didn't notice. That was all she needed to give her her final burst of courage. "I just wanted to say good luck," she said with a slight smirk before leaning up and brushing her lips against his. They felt even better.
Of course they did.
When she pulled back, he was gawking at her, and she felt her cheeks flush as she realized she'd just kissed Fred Weasley, of all the people. Oh God, she kissed Fred Weasley. "I'm sorry," she stammered, suddenly not brave and not calm at all.
Sounds accurate.
before she could rush off to her room and hide for, oh, I don't know, a few decades. His rough hands grabbed her arm and swung her back around. His lips covered her in a real kiss. Oh. Her first kiss, despite being well past the age of 16 and sharing a few chaste, closed-mouth kisses with Victor. So this is not your first kiss, sweetheart.
No, those other ones were your first kiss.
But it's fine. Fred's large hands were on the small of her back and pulled her closer. His Quidditch uniforms gripped in her hands as she shyly opened her mouth beneath his. When he pulled back, he grinned, a pleased look in his eyes as he ran his fingers through his ginger hair. I really thought they were going to say as he ran his fingers through her hair, which is literally...
Which would have just been him, like, head slamming her on the ground.
Yes, it's literally the most annoying thing in fan fiction when they're like, and they ran his fingers through her curly locks. No! Mm-mm. That's not how curls work.
No.
They will get stuck, and it hurts.
Yep.
Straight-ass hair bitches writing these fan fictions of curly-haired girls. No.
I feel like you're glaring at me over the microphone.
Well, because...
Which is, like, stark contrast, because my hair's curly today and yours hair is actually straight.
I know. Right. He ran his fingers through his ginger hair. Now that, Miss Granger, is a good luck snog. I dare say you need a lot of practice. Rude.
Rude, Frederick.
He shook his head, clicked his tongue. All right. He shook his head and clicked his tongue. Can't have the most brilliant witch around not be masterful in a subject, can we?
True.
I will offer my services as a tutor, of course. Least I can do, being the considerate bloke that I am. I like that of course.
Oh, Fred. Always the gentleman.
Oi, Fred, stop flirting and come on. We've got a match to play, George teased, with an amused grin at his brother, winking at her before blowing a kiss. I love George.
They're my favorite.
Must say, Hermione, I feel neglected. Don't I get a good luck kiss? Fred and I, we share everything, you know. Not this, Fred said warningly, his hand moving along the curve of her arse. I like the way they spell ass. Arse. And squeezing just enough to make her gasp and give him a scolding look. We'll talk after the match, he told her matter-of-factly before leering playfully. And then maybe you can punish me for being such a naughty boy.
Punish. With a wink.
Her face was now the color of his hair as he stole a kiss before walking over to George. Come on, Forge. We've got a match to win. A quick look over his shoulder, a huge grin on his face, and a hint of promise in his eyes. Suddenly, I feel very lucky.
So, comment, not actually about the story, but it really bothers me when writers write about how, oh, she's ginger and, like, her face matched her hair when she blushed. I've never met a a true ginger person who, when they blush, their face matches their hair.
It's because it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Nope.
Because your hair is orange and your face doesn't turn orange.
Correct.
Even, like, if you dye your hair red, it doesn't truly match your face when you blush.
No.
That's just my little rant of the day.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I don't think so. Did I share that to the right Emily? I have too many Emilys in my phone. Yes, I did.
Yes, you did share it to me.
Great. I think that's all for this week. Well, it's a real baby episode.
This is a very short episode. We're sorry. We are a train wreck of people.
Correct. We'll try to be more prepared next time.
Oh, no, we won't. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we won't be more prepared.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Thank you so much for joining us on our journey through the trap door.
Please leave us a review on Facebook or iTunes. It would literally mean the world to us.
It really would.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Through the Trapdoor 16 or on Twitter at The Trapdoor.
And please send us an email at throughthetrapdoor16@gmail.com with any story suggestions. And as always, join us again next Saturday as we travel through the trapdoor.